Secretary General and co-founder of the Palestinian National Initiative. Thank you very much, Mr. Barghouti, for joining us here on the programme. You have been in many of these negotiation rooms in the past with Israeli officials, with Western allies. Just give me your initial reaction to this 20-point plan that we have seen this evening.
Great disappointment, in particular in the American president, who could not avoid being so biased to the Israeli point of view, who failed even to mention the right of the self-determination of Palestinian people for peace, and who failed to mention that there is a need to end the main core cause of everything we see in the Middle East, which is the Israeli occupation of Palestinian land. And still, this is a unilateral deal so far between Israel and the United States. And presenting it as in a form of ultimatum is not a very productive thing. Of course, stopping the war in Gaza, this genocidal war that has taken the lives and injured more than 11% of the population of Gaza, and ending the whole Israeli plan of ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians from Gaza is useful and positive. But on the other hand, the agreement is full of mines here, and I will mention just three of them. One is that there is no clear plan for Israeli withdrawal from Gaza. What they talk about are stages, and Netanyahu made sure to say that the withdrawal will be slow. That's a recipe for a disaster. And second, that Israel could reactivate the war even after receiving their prisoners or their hostages. That is a very dangerous element. And if there are no guarantees from the side of the United States and other parties that Israel will not reactivate the war, this is a very dangerous element. Because also Netanyahu said that he would reactivate his war of genocide on Gaza if he feels that he needs to. And we know very well how manipulative the Israelis can be and how much they can create any moment to justify such an act. And finally, and that's a very, really horrible thing, this imposition of some sort of foreign body to rule Palestinians in Gaza, marginalizing completely the Palestinian existing bodies, including the Palestinian Authority, and bringing in Tony Blair, for God's sake. I mean, Tony Blair was described by his own colleagues as a war criminal. One of the British parliamentarians was saying that the place for Mr. Blair is not in Gaza, but in The Hague for the war crimes that were committed in Iraq. I don't want to speak about the issue of corruption here, but we know very well how much Mr. Blair is obedient to the Israeli side. So in a way, keeping the Israeli troops in Gaza for a long time and bringing in Mr. Blair to be ruling Gaza, that's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for continuation of the war rather than ending it. That's why I think there are lots of mines here that have to be dealt with.
Yeah, how do you think this will now play out then? When you look at this plan and you say it's a disappointment, do you think now, the ball is in Hamas's court and they are likely to reject this plan and therefore we will see a continuation of the situation in Gaza?
I think Hamas, and not only Hamas, but everybody, including even the Palestinian Authority, which is an opponent to Hamas, have a big challenge here. From one side, everybody wants to stop the war. Everybody wants to stop this bleeding that we have, this bloodshed that is going on. We lose every day almost 100 people. Every day Israel kills 25 more children. And everybody wants to avoid the Israeli ethnic cleansing of Gaza, that's for sure. On the other hand, these conditions that are being imposed on Palestinians are totally horrible. So it's a big challenge, not only for Hamas, but actually for all Palestinian groups about what they need to do. The most important thing here...
Were you surprised to see the plan and for the PA and various other groups, if we put Hamas to one side, never being consulted?
Of course, it's unacceptable. It's ignoring Palestinians' right for self-determination. It's ignoring Palestinians' right to have a state of their own. it's in a way a response to all these recognitions that came that affirmed the right of self-determination of the Palestinian people. And that's why I think here Netanyahu will be very happy, because he kept repeating that he will never allow a Palestinian state. And the president of the United States said that he understands that. For God's sake, by which law neither Trump or Mr. Netanyahu have the right to decide that we do not have the right to have self-determination as people, and that we do not have a right to our state of our own, and that we do not have a right to be free from occupation and oppression? That is totally unacceptable. And the issue here is that it's very simple. Whatever the response will be to this plan, and I hope there will be a ceasefire, whatever the response will be, we do understand as Palestinians now that there is a long way of struggle still waiting for us to achieve our goals of freedom, to end occupation, to have a state of our own. And that means, more importantly, that the pressure that is exercised now internationally on Israel, including sanctions, including boycott, including the Freedom Flotilla, should continue. This pressure should not be diffused, and the pressure should continue to end occupation, to end the core cause that led to the 7th of October and that led to all these suffering of the Palestinian people on the ground.
Mr. Barghouti, thank you very much for joining us here on the program.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by former Israeli diplomat and head of diplomacy at the Hostages and